Breezy evening here in South Central Texas. Let's see who pops up. I like doing these random lives. So a link pop up on a group chat I'm with. I know it's kind of late for a lot of my regular viewers who have to be at work Monday morning, which is something I don't have to do. Oh, someone's here. Well, someone was here for a second. Let's see who pops up here. Hello, Bud Files. Welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing? Bud Files, great at doing premieres. Doing a little pop-up live. Oh, it's getting windy now. Actually, that breeze feels good. Hope you're not getting too much wind noise. Yeah, I kind of had a good weekend. Joanne and I took us a random road trip. Unfortunately, the video won't publish until early September, so I got videos ahead of that. Hey, TG, Tornado Garden, my apologies. Miraca, dude. How you doing, TG? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we took us a drive in part of the Texas Hill Country. Um, went to some of the small towns there. There's small towns we went into were Welfare, Warren, went along the Guadalupe River, saw a bunch of flood debris along the Guadalupe River. We went over into Center Point, we went through Kerrville. That's a great way to be. Cold chilling like sloth. Yep, good one. I ought to remember that one. Yeah, and then we ended up at a place where they have a replica of Stonehenge in Ingram, Texas. Pretty cool looking place. Yep, we kind of made our tour around. Hello, Troy. Welcome in. Good to see you. Troy will probably know the towns I was talking about. Welfare, Warren, Center Point, Kerrville, Ingram. I know he definitely will know about Kerrville. Go up I-10 west to San Antonio. It's the next town that of any significant size. So we went ahead and made us a random road trip, and gonna make a random road trip video of it. We did a when we were in Warring, we visited this one shop there, and this definitely Joann's type of shop, the collectibles and that. Oh yeah, Welfare, and then Warring. Yeah, Warring had that shop. We had visited there a few years ago, and then they had the general store, but it appeared to be closed. I don't know if it was just closed Sunday, or they decided to shut it down after all. But we visited that shop. The lady even talked to us, and then she mentioned about her granddaughter doing having a YouTube channel, basing it off a type of fish called a mud skipper. So I went to one of her shorts, subscribed, and commented, said, "Met your grandmother in Warring, Texas." Yeah, but it was actually quite a hot cruise. Yeah, we started out, kind of had a early lunch or late breakfast, and we just hopped on I-10, and then just picked up some back roads. Yeah, and we did go through Comfort too. We went through Comfort, and then to Center Point, and then to Kerrville. There really isn't much to see in Center Point, and Kerrville. I didn't take much video from there because it'd either be the Kerrville Shriner Park or the Louise Hayes Park, which I have featured on previous videos. So we had a fun day of it. But I tell you what, when I got home, Jackie Roy sure was happy. I can't bring him over to Joann's. He doesn't get along with Joann's dog. Even though I think if they spend enough time together, they would get along. I think what happened the first time they met, it seemed like they were really friendly. And then Joann's husky made a big leap across the room, and I think it scared Jackie Boy, and he said, oh, heck no. Oh, thank you, Troy. Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, I saw in the chat, do y'all have a grandchild on the way, or do y'all have one now? Hmm. YouTube pops up its random questions. Did we go pizza shopping? No, we didn't. Oh, okay. I know on the super chat, I did send a congratulations. I bet y'all are looking forward to that. That was kind of a fun live we did last night, catching the fireworks at Fiesta, Texas. Hello, Angela. That was really cool. Oh, you're welcome, Troy. Don't worry about the typo. Good God, on chat, I make so many typos, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's really cool. Unfortunately, the street lights were putting a bunch of glare, and then plus you had car lights. Couldn't help it. Yeah, what's bad is when I look back at a video and it's already been published, and I want to put a little scrolling comment in it, and then I see I did a typo there. Also, another thing, Joanne made another video, and I'm going to go ahead and publish that one Thursday. Of course, Monday I have the On the Road to Abilene video, but on Thursday it'll be a second in her series of a thrifting video. Little, little outside of what my channel does, but you know, Joanne took the time and effort. I'm gonna definitely post it, you know. And plus, she does a really good job in creating videos. I thought you were speaking Spanish, Troy, saying "sí." Yes, do a lot of typos. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah, it's fun. One of her videos that she did last December when she took the boat ride with the Christmas lights on the San Antonio River Walk, that video was awesome. Yep, that's pretty much what I'm going to do from here on out. Of course, I'm actually itching to get back on trail, but I know I gotta wait at least 2 months, you know, before I can go get out there stomping on the trail. Maybe if we get a decent day in September, I'll grab Jackie Boy and we'll visit the Savannah Loop at Government Canyon State Natural Area. Hello, Possum Stops. Welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it was like one of the homesteading channels was saying, yeah, we do homesteading, but we do other things. So just post what you want to post. Oh yeah, I'm always ready for early fall. I recall telling Jeff that so I'm ready for early fall, and of course Jeff said, "I'm not." Of course they get actual winter in Rhode Island. You know, and here in Texas, except for maybe a few days, we usually get quite nice weather. Hello, Mindy, Divine Mojo, welcome in. Yes, I would say early fall. And if I recall right, you're in Arizona, and I know you're ready for early fall for certain. Oh, okay, New Mexico. Yeah, in parts of New Mexico, I'm certain you're ready for an early fall. Yeah, Mindy does some really nice live streams too. Yeah, when Joanne retires, I do want to make a trip out somewhere into New Mexico. I would like to go visit White Sands. I would like to visit Carlsbad Cavern. And there's another place that's part of the national park systems near Carlsbad called Mexicano Falls. I would love to visit that. I have seen some videos of it, and that place is beautiful. Also, there's some North Texas parks I want to visit. Of course, Dinosaur Valley, Palo Pinto Mountain, which is the newest state park in the state of Texas. Also, I'm certain this fall I'll visit some of the new trails over at Enchanted Rock State Natural Area. And trying to think of the name of these state parks. There's supposed to be one opening up near Garner State Park called uh, Bear Springs State Park. I can't think of the name of this other one. It's near Kickapoo Cavern, north of Brackettville, and I would love to visit there when they open that one. Hello, Derek. Welcome in. Good to see you. Derek is New Times beginning 1990. Oh, yeah. A lot of Native American heritage there in New Mexico, too. While YouTube's asking a question, can dogs smile? My answer to that is of course. They have that look on their face when you can tell it's a happy dog. Of course, there's places I would like to visit, in Big Bend or Guadalupe Mountains National Park. But if I visit Guadalupe Mountains National Park, um, Carlsbad Cavern's not very far away, so I'd visit them both. Well, I'd visit Guadalupe Mountains, and then I would visit Carlsbad, and then I'd visit Mexicano Falls. Yeah, yeah, it does. That is an interesting question, Possum Stops, because I have heard of that too. Oh, nice. I had one person describe the the bunch of tarantulas, and if you're driving down the road and you had the headlights on, all you see is a bunch of little glowing eyes moving across the road. I imagine that's pretty surreal. Oh, now through October. That also makes me think of something, and I've been wanting to do, and we just haven't done it. Is I want to go to Old Tunnel State Park. I have visited that park in the daytime. What it is an old railroad tunnel between. Well, it used to be the San Antonio to Fredericksburg Rail Tunnel. It wasn't in operation that long, but the tunnel's still there. But now it's a bat cave, and I think it's May through October that they get the bat flights. Oh, cool. Now, what I run into here occasionally is the Texas brown tarantula, and they're neat looking spiders, and they're harmless. For them to do anything to you, you would have to mess with them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have yet to see a bat flight from there, too. Yeah, I like spiders, just not in my house. No, the thing is spiders actually keep a lot of other insects in check. It's like those paper wasps that build a nest on your house and can be exceptionally aggressive. You really can't have them at your house, but in nature they're quite necessary. Even though the things are outright aggressive. The one thing I used to spot a lot at my former workplace were the western diamondback rattlesnakes. Yeah, yeah. If you can, without injuring it, because they they have no interest in harming people. Like I was even mentioning the western diamondback rattlesnake. I was walking in an area that the grass was a little higher than it needed to be. You know, and then I happened to look down at that moment, and I was able to make a different step. But if I hadn't looked down at that moment, I would have stepped on a western diamondback. But I avoided doing it, stepping on it. I was well inside its strike radius, and that animal had no interest in biting me. It just wanted me to move on and go away. Of course, I stopped and got a good look at it. It rattled a little bit and started moving. And I was like, that animal could have easily bitten me and didn't. You know, they really don't want to bite people. Oh, yeah. I like those little jumping spiders. Now, you look at them and see the eyes on them, and I think they're a very cute looking animal. Oh, yeah. Now that you mentioned arachnids, and part of the taxonomical group of them are arthropods. And the arthropods have these are the groups of it that I know. You have the crustaceans, your crabs, crayfish, lobster, shrimp, and then you have the insects, and then the arachnids. Yeah, even though people creep out the spiders, but they actually do us more good than harm. And that is the same with the venomous snakes. None of those things mean you any harm. Now there are certain spiders, if they were on the outside of my house or inside, I would get rid of them. That would be the black widow or the brown recluse, because they actually pose a risk. Now, if I saw a black widow in a brushy area out in the field somewhere, I would leave it alone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we get something in the hill country here that a lot of people refer to as a black widow, but they're called a harvestman. And I think they're closely related. They look very much alike. They behave the same way. Another thing, speaking of arachnids that I run across, and it's probably the most common scorpion in the state of Texas, is the striped bark scorpion. And other than a painful sting, it's really not that harmful to people. There's a close relative of it called the bark scorpion in the Arizona area, and that scorpion can be lethal to people. Also, it's been about better than 10 years ago. I was third row at the AT&T Center watching the Scorpions in concert. Great show. Okay, I'm still a little bit of a metalhead. Only to a point. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, yeah. Scorpions actually did put out some very good music. And one of my favorite songs, and I used to be able to play it, was this song called Holiday. and it was the acoustic intro to it. And that was a cool song to play. Little tricky finger arrangements, but it was doable for me. I don't say so much now, but at one time I think I could have played professionally. But you're not going to get paid professionally. I mean, in the YouTube world, other than people that are, well, someone that most of us are all connected to is Sooner John Travels. I've seen him play guitar, and that man is definitely professional level in playing. You know, he's awesome. And he was doing a live one time, and I broke out the guitar, and I think I surprised him with it. And he started playing a little bit along with me. That was really fun to do. Oh, yeah, he definitely is good. Also, you get on one of the lives with John, and he's a super nice guy, you know. You know, and he's been doing his lives where he's doing the StreamYard live. You know, I come in, you know, I come into the chat, and then right away he's like, "Hey, Kevin, come up on panel. You know, I want to talk to you." That is the type of nice guy John is, you know. Yes, he is, Troy. Don't worry about the typo. And I haven't met John in person, but I was wondering if anybody in the chat has, you know. Troy, Mindy, or Possum Stops, you know. Yes, she is. She definitely is very supportive to everyone. He's even popped up on the live streams. Oh, speaking of live streams, and I'll send a reminder today before this Thursday. I'm going to do a live stream with Donnie from Barton's RV in Uvalde. And that should be a lot of fun. We'll talk to each other for about 20, 30 minutes. Then, of course, at that point, I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and have the link where other people could join us. Oh, cool. Okay, Troy. You take care. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I know it's late for you, so take care. Good night. Now that makes me ask a question. Who is the person that is happy on Monday morning? Or what type of person is happy on Monday morning? Yeah, I already got it scheduled. Should be up on my page. Also, Angela, it'll be cool. Yes, that's right, Angela. It'll also be cool. Thursday morning, I'm posting Joanne's video. She did one thing, visited one of her favorite places, not technically thrifting, and then she went to one of the Goodwill. You know. And I knew she was doing that Saturday morning when she first sent me the video, and she was there. Hello, welcome to another adventure with Hiking with Jackie Boy. Kevin's not here, but look where I'm at. Yeah, Joanne does some great videos. Also, when we're at the powwows and that, there's a lot of video clips that Joanne takes that are, I mean, she does a better job of it than me. And she's using her smartphone. But her smartphone, I don't know what type of phone it is, but it records some excellent video. That video quality is excellent. So we're kind of partners in crime on creating stuff. I was wanting her at first to create her own channel, and she goes, "I'm not going to bother with that. I can just make a video and you can post it." Hey, Matt out here. Good to see you. Hey, that was fun last Thursday. I know you got a new video published. I just haven't checked it out yet. We're kind of we're kind of busy over the weekend. Oh, thank you, Angela. So are you and Troy. Oh, okay. Now, I will say this about Matt's channel. This gentleman is a rising star. He's not going to stay small if he keeps at it. His video quality, editing, narrating, voiceovers are so well done, and he definitely has a really good talent for storytelling. No, no, definitely look out for Matt. Oh yeah, if it's not fun, don't do it. You know. Oh, you're welcome. You know. Oh, cool. And also, possum stops do they do some fun stuff. If possum stop stays at it, he's gonna be a rising star with it too. And I know in the future that Matt and I will probably be doing some meetups too. Oh, cool. Yeah, I do a lot of that too, Matt. I will watch videos on TV. I got a kick out of one thing. It was before I actually met Matt in person. Was okay, Mindy. You have a good evening. Thank you for coming in. Take care, and you have a peaceful night as well. Yeah, before I met Matt, and I was about to publish this visit to San Jose. And then about a week before it, Matt publishes his video. And then I publish mine a week later. Then Matt tells me, I'm surprised I didn't bump into you there. Hey, Matt, this is a cool event in November. I believe it's November 14th. I'll verify the time. Troy and Donnie plan to be at this. It's the Fry Bread Social. It's at Mission County Pavilion near Mission County Park. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't argue with being in West Texas, my friend. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I just thought I would let you know about it. It'd be really cool for you to meet up with Troy, but I mean, you you got you got big time plans, and that is all good. You know. Oh, you will love the Davis Mountains, and that area is beautiful. You don't even feel like you're in Texas. It actually makes me think that it looks more like Colorado than than Texas. Yeah, hopefully possum stop. Oh yeah, I want to go to the Indian Lodge and have one of their breakfasts there. Now, that is creepy. Now, spiritual encounters are very common with people who have Native American ancestry. You know, you aren't partially Native, are you, Matt? Oh, cool. Do you know the location where they were from? No, general location. Because Joanne is very interested in connecting with people of Native ancestry. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, Comanche were Plains Indians, you know, quite possible, you know. Where Joanne's is Humano, and the related people there are Apache and Puebloan. Oh yeah, and one of the earliest Texas Rangers was Bigfoot Wallace, and there is a town near Devine, Texas, called Bigfoot, named after him, and he was a descendant of William Wallace. And so, yes, there's definitely Texas ancestry related to William Wallace. And William Wallace was central figure in Braveheart. Okay, cool. It's interesting what you can find out about people in the chat. You know. Now, I mentioned the Puebloans before. There was one time there was a Spanish documentary. These people were from Spain, and they made their documentary, and they mentioned about native people in New Mexico that still own their ancestral land. And they were saying it wasn't like the British that took the ancestral land. Which on that point, they were accurate. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that sometime. Yeah, probably could get a better in-person conversation. But you mentioned about the Spanish allowing the native people to keep their land in New Mexico. And I kind of looked at Joanne. I looked at the ladies from the San Antonio Missions Indian descendants. And I was like, part of this was sugar-coated bullshit, you know. And I said, why you have Native American people that still own their ancestral lands in New Mexico is when there was the Puebloan revolt. And they kicked the Spanish out. You must have been a kid at that time, jumping on a bed. Uh, Myself, I actually, on my dad's side, I have ancestry to one of the founding fathers of the United States. Can you guess who the founding father that is a distant uh, relation to me? That's the only famous person I know in my family lineage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, I definitely was sorry to hear that. Well, can you guess the founding father of the United States that I was related to? Yeah, definitely is. You are correct, Matt. I usually don't bring it up because I'm kind of like, who's going to believe me? Yeah, that is pretty cool. I mean, he's an interesting person. He was an inventor, a statesman. He actually secured the aid of the French in the American Revolution. And by the time of the Constitutional Convention, he was quite old by that time, but he was there for it. Oh, definitely, you know. You ever hear the phrase, we stand on the shoulders of giants? Oh, live stream error. Knocked the freaking phone down. You know what they say? God, I cannot think of who said this phrase. Uh, okay, Angela, you and Troy have a good night. Take care. I'll say this, and I'll have to look it up. Who had said this phrase? Everybody was a kid, but the trick in life is to grow up and remain a kid. And I think I've done that. Matt's met me in person. I act like a kid sometimes. Very, very, very smart kid, but I act like a kid. Agree or disagree, Matt? Oh, man. You know what? I experienced something very similar. Um, I was about 16 years old, and this 12-year-old had dived off a bridge, and the water wasn't deep enough to do a dive. And he hit the bottom. He was unconscious. Current took him. And, of course, he didn't come up. And we went to check out the scene, and there are three guys in the water looking for this kid. And and there was a log snag, and nobody thought of looking at it. And me and that friend of mine went over and checked it out, and we found that 12-year-old kid, but he had been underwater for too long. Also, the Medina River is way too warm in southwestern Bexar County. He was gone, and this is where the events got really heart wrenching. Is when they pulled this kid out of the water. They set him on the gurney, and no attempt to resuscitate. And they just covered him up and took him away. But right there was his family. And it was just so heart wrenching to see how heartbreaking it was to the family. And I was in high school, and I knew this kid's sister, you know, and it was just heartbreaking to see that. And I mean, me and this girl wouldn't ever talk. to each other. But when I saw her, all I told her was, hey, I'm so sorry about your brother. You know, that's horrible. That is very heartbreaking, Possum. Yep, and I agree, Matt. You know, I hope my videos bring a little bit of beauty, a little bit of fun, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of humor. Yeah. You know, I try to have as much fun with this as I can. You know. And I also want to bring some information. You know. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Matt. You know, I would say this, Matt. Your videos make me want to improve what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy your videos. They are definitely inspirational. They are fun to watch. You got inspiration, entertainment, and information. You know, what more can you ask for? Got some really good stuff going on there, Matt. Yeah, and I have started wanting to do a series on Thursday where I have a guest come out and hang out with me. You know, somebody who's a like-minded channel. You know, not doesn't have to be perfect. And the first attempt of doing that was with Matt, and that was freaking awesome. Oh, I'm so sorry, Possum Stop. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Matt. You know, that was a lot of fun to bring Matt up. And of course, me and Matt talk fairly regularly, fairly regularly. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Guy's getting to be a good friend. I said, you know what? Let's just pop up and have a good time. I don't think you need to look for your purpose too far. Like they say, you know, it'd be nice to be monetized. I'm actually not monetized, so I just can't get the watch hours, so, but I'm not worried about it. So, kind of like, so what if I get the $100 every 3 or 4 months from YouTube? Yeah. Oh, that is so true. Actually, you know, if I get it, you know, I'll put it like this. Basically, it will be beer money. Well, to me, it's actually something to have fun with, you know. And also the video editing, you know. So, since I'm getting to be an old man, you know, it's something keeps my mind busy. And it keeps me busy. Hey Matt, I've had this said to me. Oh man, that's terrible. Would not imagine that about you, Matt. You know, when I met you, you're straight up, you know, very confident, you know, but, you know, those things do happen. But I was going to ask you, Matt, does this hold true since you went hiking with me? And people tell me I'm hard to keep up with. Oh, thank you, Matt. You know, Possum Stops, Matt and I talk all the time, you know. That is really cool. No, it's interesting. Since my high school was small back in 1981, I probably graduated, you know, under the middle group as grade point average. But what was interesting, I ended up with a bachelor's degree than more than the majority of those people I went to school with that were expected to be more successful than me. Hey, you're a great guy, Matt. You know, it's interesting about that, Matt, is I was able to use my college hours to make me take the Class A wastewater license test. It qualified me to take that test earlier, and I actually did more with the Class A wastewater license than I ever did with any of my degrees. It actually propelled me into a very successful career in water treatment. And yes, I am definitely considered an expert in water, which, if you ask me, is one of the most important fields. I mean, it's not for everyone, but it is one of the most important fields that affect the it affects everyone. You know. Hey, Jeff Arnold, welcome in. How you doing, my friend? How you doing, Jeff? Yeah, we're just having fun chit chatting around my mini fire pit. Good to hear, Jeff. Oh, yeah. Okay. I I recognize the name and recognize your name, and now I know exactly where you're coming from. Yes, boondocking with Dennis was an exceptional gentleman. You know, I was watching Switchback Texans' latest video, and he gave a really nice credit to boondocking with Dennis. I only met Dennis once. You know, wish I could have met him more times. He's a great guy. I always look forward to his videos. Yeah, definitely. Uh, before I retired, even before I would go to work, I I would jump on boondocking with Dennis. I would jump on his morning videos, you know, and I do dearly miss that man, you know. Boondocking with Dennis was great. He was also a great supporter of other channels, you know. Just a super nice guy. I was putting together a video today when we were in Warren, Texas, and the one thing that made me remember him was his comment about rusty stuff. Yeah, so was I. I actually found out about the passing of Dennis from Troy from Adventure America, who actually, you know, he always looked in on Dennis, and unfortunately he found him not breathing. Uh, he got emergency help there, and they were not able to resuscitate him. And then once next to kin was notified, you know, that's when Troy let us know about the passing of boondocking with Dennis. That was very, very sad, you know. You know what? There are a few things I would refer to him on my own videos is when I'd come across the porta potty, and I would call it a voting booth, which I was copying from Dennis. Also, it, if I saw Rusty stuff, I would mention about Dennis on the Rusty stuff. But what I thought was really cool about him, he would shout out other channels all the time. Hey, Southeast Werewolves, welcome in. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, Dennis was a great guy. And he's definitely missed. Also, I think I said this before, Switchback Texan, when he put out his long form video today, he gave a really lovely tribute to Dennis. Yeah, good to see you too, brother. Yeah. Hope you're doing well. Doing my, well, for a lot of my other friends on here earlier, it's kind of late night, late Sunday night pop up live. Oh, definitely. Hey, Matt, I spent a good part of Saturday editing a thrifting video that Joanne did. Hello, Chris from Mary's World. How you doing, my friend? Uh, I was out on the road earlier today. I couldn't catch your live. I definitely, well, when I can, I'll catch the replay. Yeah. Yeah, Aries World. Man, that is a fun guy to meet. Met him last October at the Chicken Ranch here in San Antonio. Yeah, it is. And Joanne is really talented about it. Yeah, that's how my weekend's been. Joanne and I spend the weekend together. What's going to be really fun the week after next, she's going to be on vacation, so we'll have a lot of fun together. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. How's Airy Bear? And Jackie Boy says, woof. I like how Matt refers to Jackie Boy as a rascal. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. You know, I have never done that, but I have gotten him some doggy ice cream. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a good feeling when you get a new car, and it's a better feeling when you pay off that car. Yeah, they do, werewolves. I'm in a great position. No car payments and no house payments. But I still gotta deal with taxes. Well, let me see. Sagas. In a year and 3 months, I can actually put the senior taxes exemption on my house, and I will not be paying that much at all. Well, that is actually an inevitability about vehicles, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm still rocking my silver Tacoma. Yeah, we do. Yeah. You know, before I got a Tacoma, I used to drive a Ford F-150. You know. Oh, actually, they were good trucks. That's a bummer. That frickin' sucks. Yeah. Traffic accidents are a nightmare. Yeah. Let me see, I've had my Toyota Tacoma for almost 9 years, and knock on painted metal, it has not given me very much problems at all. But I've always kind of been a truck dude, you know. Uh, the first truck I bought was 1990 F-150, and I replaced it for a 2002 F-150. And I drove that thing to 2016, and that's when I switched over to a Toyota Tacoma. I didn't need as big of a truck. Oh, I definitely agree, werewolves. You know, hey Todd, welcome in. Good to see you. And I was thinking, the next vehicle I will get would be something like a Forerunner. Blitzstein. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Todd. You know, Joanne and I had talked about visiting in Brenham. You know, I will definitely let you know when we visit there. Yeah. Of course, Joanne wants to do a tour of the Bluebell ice cream. I'll definitely let you know. And Todd has brought up a really good idea to me, to go live and have someone on one of the other video platforms moderate the video as we're going live from a different place. You know, doing a short hike and just have fun walking around. I mean, that was a really cool idea. And Todd and the Can Mac project actually did a excellent video when they did that. When is the county fair, Todd? Oh, okay. I need to definitely verify some dates there because we do have a couple of powwows we go to in September. We go to the Sacred Springs powwow in San Marcos and the Lipon Apache powwow in Corpus Christi. But God, that would looks like a good time. Joanne would probably be telling me, don't get on the mechanical bull. You're too old for that now. Oh, cool. Yeah, powwows are one of our big deals. Hey, John, welcome in. Good to see you. Hey, we're just early on in the chat. We're talking about you, John. I guess your ears were ringing. We're talking about guitar playing. And it's always a pleasure to see you. Okay, thank you for coming in, Todd, and have a good evening. I think John got a kick out of the Polar Bear song that Joanne shared a memory of me playing on my Fender 12 string. Actually, that was a song my dad made up when he was stationed on Adak Island in the Aleutians back in the 1950s. They would hang out and they had a group that would talk and sing, and they just had fun and their warm-up song was the Polar Bear song, and when he sang it to me, I just basically put it to a little simple guitar arrangement and I had fun with it. And the song goes as cold as fish in a frozen pool, as cold as the head of an Eskimo stool, colder than beer in a frozen glass, colder than the hairs around a polar bear's ass. Oh yeah, you know. No, it was something they were doing to pass the time because being stationed in the Aleutian Islands was not a good place to be stationed at. Well, my dad did serve 20 years in the Air Force, you know. retired in 1968 on Norton Air Force Base in California near San Bernardino. And good God, I miss him. Yeah. Passed away in 1996. Okay, yeah. He said the place was miserable. I do have a question for you, John. When we saw, I haven't watched your full video that you messaged to me. Uh, do you have Native American heritage? Okay, yeah. Joanne right away picked off, you know what, John looked native, and I had to agree. Oh, I definitely will, you know. No, it's funny, growing up, wanting to be a rock musician, and I had that type of Rowdy Crowder with me, and when they met my dad, all those guys loved him. You know, they said your dad is freaking cool. You know, you know that was the type of guy he was. You know. Yes, I am totally familiar with that, John. And Joanne can legally possess hawk or eagle feathers. In fact, on some of the videos, she has her feather fan with her that are made from a hawk that we found along the roadside. Oh, definitely. That is quite an honor. You know, that makes me think of one time I posted a short video, and it was part of a long video. We're out at the Texas Tribal Buffalo Ranch, and and I posted. It was Lucille from the Texas Tribal Buffalo Ranch, the woman who runs the organization. And I had some guy come up and say, "This is not cool. It's uh, it's witchcraft. No one should be practicing that." You know, I was like, "Well, here comes weirdo out of the woodwork." You know, now it's like there is nothing wrong with someone burning sage, to do good to you. You know, even when we've been in San Angelo for the Lady in Blues celebration, um, there's an archbishop there, and he receives them blessing him with the smoke of the sage. And he's like, there is nothing wrong with that. Oh, yeah, I know about the code talkers. Yeah, they mostly in history highlight the Navajo, but there were others. There were the Apache in that too. And one of the things that was brought up on my video of the Chief's blessing down in Corpus is they use a confirmation or a greeting called aho. And Donnie says, I believe that's where the army, the hoo-ha, or hoo-ha, you know, comes from. Oh, I definitely believe that, John. Yeah, there were a lot of code talkers. Very interesting what they did. And it wasn't only in the Pacific, it was also in Europe where they used them. Of course, the Japanese understood English and they understood the European languages, but they couldn't understand the Native American languages. Yeah, Vietnam veterans were not treated how they needed to be treated, even though they were exceptionally honorable men. My former boss was a boss before I worked for the water system at a different company, and he was a tunnel rat. And that's not unusual, werewolves. One gentleman that appears on my videos quite a bit is his name Richard Gonzalez. He's tribal chair of the Lepon Apache Band of Texas, and he's a Vietnam veteran, and he did receive the Bronze Star for Valor. I saw a picture of him holding this machine gun with the belts. I should know the type of weapon that he was carrying, but in the late 60s, that man was more badass than most of us could ever think of being. And you meet him, he's a super nice guy. Comes up, shakes my hand, always gives me and Joanne a hug, you know. And when we have events in Brackettville, say like Fort Clark Springs, he invites us over to an old stagecoach house that he owns. And man, we just have a grill out. We just have a really good time there. And it's always great meeting up with him and his wife Anita. Oh, this cannot believe I been on this live this long, you know. Here over 2 hours. Been a busy weekend. I want to thank everyone who came here. John, Werewolves, Matt, Possum still here. I know Troy and Angela are gone. And some others. It's a great little pop-up chat. And it is always nice for everybody to join and just have a simple little chat. Next other than pop-up lives I may do between now and Thursday, but Thursday I have a scheduled live where Donnie from Barton's RV in Uvalde will be on the live with me. Should have a good time. Last Thursday, Matt joined me, and we had a great time. And What I'll also do with that is I will open the chat up to everyone else that will come up on panel. And maybe I haven't set up the complete plans for this yet, but the following week it will be Joanne and I and Troy and Angela. But, you know, I definitely will solidify the plans in the following week, 2 weeks. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I know it's getting kind of late for most of y'all, and I thank you for coming in. Take care, everyone.